In this video, you will see my unboxing, my first impressions, and my first run of the Losi Micro B. Losi makes 10th scale buggies, they make 16th scale buggies, and now they make 24th scale buggies. Sit back, relax, and let's find out if this little hot rod is the next biggest thing. This is Casey's Cozy Garage. Cozy Garage, and as you can see here, I really like my micro crawlers, and I am one of the few people that thinks that Losi's Mini B is too big. You know what I did? We got the Micro B because it's the same as all these little ones. The Losi Microbe? Micro? It's bacteria. This is my first Losi. I've actually never owned a Losi. I've owned some Horizon Hobby products and stuff, of course. Obviously, Axial SCX24s, but I've never owned a Losi. I've owned an Arma, but I've never done too much racing, like 10th scale racing and stuff. I've always wanted a Mini B, but they were too expensive. Not that this actually matters, but this is one of the best RC boxes I've ever seen. Wow, look at that. Oh, it comes with the Modelo can batteries that come with the Axial SCX24. Look at Horizon Hobby being all classic. So you probably already know this, but SLT2 transmitter, it's fine. Doesn't really like to stand up by itself. You get your charger, and there it is. Wow, I like it. So here we are, much like how the Axial SCX24 is a scaled down version of kind of the full-size 10th scale Axial SCX10, the Micro B is a scaled down version of a 10th scale Losi racing buggy. And then I think this is not the first version of the Losi Micro series, but it's all revamped from where it was years ago. We have oil shocks now. We have Proline tires. These things are horrendously soft. I mean, that's like almost as soft as my as my Mini Z race cars. Yeah, about as soft as RC 4-wheel drive's tires. So yeah, that looks pretty good. As you can see here, we have got such a beautiful livery. They've left the wing clear, and I think I might leave the wing clear for now. The body just velcros on. We get the same steering servo that comes in one of these SCX24s, stock. Not a super torquey servo, but a really fast servo, in my experience. We get what looks like almost the same motor that comes in one of these stock, which is good because it's small, but bad because I have found those motors to be incredibly disposable. They don't last very long. So it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts, if we can upgrade it with anything, or, you know, when it does break, it'll be easy and cheap to find because there's a lot of them. I think this is a lower turn version than the crawler one, just so we get more speed out of it. That differential, is there a differential in there? Oh, there is. It's just really stiff, so maybe they tuned it, or oiled it, or greased it well. I love seeing oil shocks at this size. The Axial SCX24 didn't used to come with oil shocks. They do now, and then I have modded mine with oil shocks as well. So this one is an oil shock body. Metal, these only come with plastic. Speaking of materials, that's metal. Look at that. I'm gonna peel off this quality control. We get a metal chassis with this thing. Ah, it's so cute. It's so cute. I cannot wait to get out and drive this. So we need to pull the battery out. So one of the things I was concerned with is battery size. When you're trying to fit everything underneath this tiny body. Nice little paint, nice decals. But one thing I was concerned with was battery size with something this small, especially since the body is smaller than like a 24th scale crawler. So I was thinking, yeah, what kind of battery they're gonna put in here? 350 milliamp hours, which is the same size as what comes in SCX24 stock. A lot of people who have reviewed it, and the people at my local hobby town, they were saying that this gets you easily 20 minutes, which is fine. You know, most heat races are like 5 minutes. So that seems good enough, and we can stick it on the charger and get it going. All right, yeah. We still have a servo saver right there. So that can be both good and bad. It's not great for precision. We'll have to see how tight it is. Good if you bang the buggy into something and that load doesn't go onto the servo, especially since I know from experience that those axial servos are a little bit weak. And then we have a 2-in-1 ESC receiver by Spectrum. Yeah, I know we all rolled our eyes when I said Spectrum. Let's check the play. This thing is quite precise, actually. There doesn't seem to be a lot of slop between like there and the steering link. That's good. How much play is in the rear here? The suspension arms seem decently precise, and then there's a little bit of play kind of around the hub area, which is, I guess, okay for something this size. 99 bucks? Hell yeah, I'll go for that. The Mini B is something I've always wanted, and it's just too expensive because I don't race. Yeah, let's get this battery charged and get out and drive this thing. Here it is out in the open, and it's tiny. Look at it go. Ooh, and pretty quick. We could chase this rabbit. Wow, that's pretty fast. Ready? From a dig. Oh, this is, I love it. This concrete surface is a little dusty because it was just poured, but wow. Look at it scoot. It's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be because of that motor that was in it. But no, it's like fairly fast. It feels really precise in both directions, especially for driving one-handed. Look at that. Can it off-road? No. Look at her go. It's so cute. It's just so easy to turn too, like, and we'll just go around that leaf. Wow. Okay, first impressions. This is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So I do actually have a Typhon Grom. I feel like I always want to drive it at its very limits with the motor that it has in it. But this is, since it's rear-wheel drive, it's just really lively and it's really darty. What we should do is I should get someone that's okay at driving and set up a course between this and the Typhon Grom. See which car would win in kind of a tight course with one long straightaway. Wow, this drives great. It was nearly, the trim was set nearly perfectly out of the box. It seems to be soaking up the bumps quite well. Look at this thing go. I love it. Oh, it's so fast too. Well, I've never owned a Losi, but as far as I can tell, it feels about as race car as you would ever want it to be. Wow, that is just so much fun. Wow. Oh no. I don't know what I'm measuring this by, but all in all, I would give this release about a 10 out of 10 because it's just so much fun. I can see myself running the crap out of this car and like just really enjoying it, wearing the motors out, replacing the motors. I wonder if they'll ever do a brushless one. I personally don't need this one to be brushless, but if they made a brushless one, I'll try it. Why not? Oh my, look at, oh. look at it. It's jumping and landing, and it's not bottoming out. Like, that's amazing. Oh, we gotta get some slow-mo footage of it. All in all, I know it's not often a company will design and produce something exactly what I would buy, but I'm telling you, this thing, I can see myself driving this a lot. For some reason, I really do like the Typhon Grom, but there's something about this being even smaller. It feels like more innocent. It was cheaper. I don't know. It's just so happy to drive this thing. And like I said, it has that buggy preciseness, that race buggy preciseness. It's just, and then since it's really small, it's really fun. And then one more comment I have about something this size is that you probably won't be braking it if you drive it as intended, you know? So yeah, we love it. Okay, so after running it, I ran most of the pack, but wasn't able to kill it. Lots of run time out of this, especially if you're like varying your throttle. But some things I noticed were, one, it's really fun. And then two, it's quite nimble. It's perfectly fast for how small it is. One negative thing I noticed is that the damping is not consistent between all of these shock absorbers. So this shock is a lot stiffer than this shock. See how that rebound is stiffer? Now it's still doing shocking or shock absorbing on the lighter side, but yeah, it's just a lot stiffer on that one. Same with the rear too. I think one of these sides is a lot, yeah, the left side is a lot stiffer than the right side. So I think once you cycle them, they get a little bit more even. I don't know. There's something with the O-ring sizing may not be perfectly perfect, I guess, for those tiny shock shafts. But other than that, I saw no other problems with it. I like how stiff the differential feels. Yep, it is aluminum. We've scraped it a little. There's enough clearance where you won't be scraping those screws, but you will be scraping this a little bit if you bottom it out, which is totally fine. You just don't want to be scraping off the hex hardware of the screws. Motor didn't seem to get any slower or heat soaked, so that was kind of nice. I just had so much fun playing with it. The rebound stiffness is quite stiff, because look, if you push it down, you can see it go like up slowly. And you notice that when you're driving it and you jump it off of curbs a little bit, it lands pillowy soft, and it's kind of hard to make it bottom out, which is quite nice. It's dampened quite aggressively, and it just feels really good. The springs aren't too stiff, but the damping is quite stiff, and wow, I'm just super impressed with this. What a treat to have a product like this, and to be able to drive it. And kind of with the genius of the SCX24 back here, it's very cheap. So somebody getting into the hobby, they can walk in, say, I want the cheapest thing to get into, and you can get one of these. And it's quite amazing. It drives fantastic. It's a high quality product, just like the Axial SCX24. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Go buy one. This might not be my only one. It'd be nice to see if people would race these, but yeah, go buy one. That is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Go out and buy one of these if you were thinking about it. I will be driving mine a lot. We'll see what we can make in the future video-wise with this thing. So anyway, have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope that you have a good day.